get ready for a flight?
I do a lot of planning, route planning, fuel planning, and check the weather to see if it's okay to my route. Check everything, and if everything's okay with the plane, do a pre-flight inspection. If I'm flying with another pilot, maybe I can talk to him about our flight, do flight briefing, and review everything we should do to complete the flight. In general, I think the main part is the planning. If you are planning the flight alright, I think that you won't have any problems with flying the plane and the route. I think that's it.
Okay. What's the importance of simulator training?
To get ready for emergency situations, to memorize emergency procedures, to develop the ability to make a decision at a critical point in a flight. If you are flying if you are flying with another pilot, to train your coordination in the cabin with him. I think these are the main aspects of setting a simulator.
Okay. How do you think passengers would feel if they saw you nervous?
Probably would feel nervous too, because I don't want to be in a plane and see the pilot nervous.
Right.
Especially as a pilot. If I see a pilot nervous, I would be very worried.
Okay. Right.
Huh?
What would you say to a person who wants to be a pilot?
Get ready to spend a lot of money, because you gotta invest a lot of money to become a pilot, especially if you're paying for your practical classes in a flight school. Especially in Brazil, they spend a lot of money.
Well, and concerning that, do you think a pilot's salary is sufficient to compensate for the stress, the time away from family and friends, and these other problems?
I think compared to other countries from North America and Europe, I think the salary in Brazil is still a little bit lower compared to those. And in Brazil, because of the lack of infrastructure, I think the stress of flying here is bigger than flying in countries like United States. I think the salary is lower than in the other countries.
Do you think the aviation field in Brazil is fair concerning the equality of sex?
The aviation
Field.
Okay. Is fair related to what?
Just sex, gender. Men and women.
I think in the Air Force environment, it was a little bit unfair, but now we can see things changing because there are women flying in the Air Force. We can see women flying jet planes in the Air Force. So I think in the Air Force environment, it wasn't fair, but it's changing. But in the civil aviation, I don't think it's unfair.
Okay.
I think it's alright.
Alright. So now we're moving to the second part of the test, okay? In this part, you will listen to a speech from the recorder involving two different situations. When it finishes, I want you to report what you understood, okay? Remember that this time you can listen to each extract twice. Okay? Ready?
Ready.
What did you understand here?
There was a plane on short finals to Galeão Airport, and suddenly an unauthorized car or vehicle crossed the runway, and the pilot had to go around.
Okay. Suppose you are this pilot.
Alright.
Okay. And I want you to call ATC to report your go around and the reason. Okay. The call sign is Cruiser 276.
Cruiser 276, okay. Galeão Tower, Cruiser 276 is going around due to a vehicle on the runway.
Okay, so listen to ATC.
Okay. Negative, Cruiser 276. Okay, we'll follow the standard go around procedures, and there was a vehicle, a car, on the runway.
Okay. So now we're moving to the second situation, but before I play the CD, I want you to describe this picture.
Okay. I see an American Airlines Boeing with fire coming out of under the wing, maybe from the engine outlet. I don't see the fire department around the plane, so maybe it just started to catch fire. And also close to this American Airlines plane there's a Boeing 747, maybe taxiing nearby, but I don't think that the 747 is in some kind of danger. I don't know.
Okay, so suppose you have just started takeoff and you have engine fire before V1, okay? And you have to abort the takeoff. Now I want you to report this situation to ATC and request fire service.
Alright.
Okay, the call sign is Cruiser 289er and you are calling Miami Airport. You are at Miami Airport.
Alright.
Miami Tower, okay?
Miami Tower, Cruiser
289er.
is aborting takeoff due to an engine failure. Engine fire. Alright. We request the fire service at the runway because we cannot taxi with the fire.
Alright, so listen to ATC.
Alright. Cruiser 289 negative, we request the fire service.
Okay. So now we're moving to the third part of the test, okay? In this part, you will listen to two different situations again, but this time I can play the CD only once, okay? Then you tell me what you understood and I'll ask you some questions about the situation.
Okay.
Can we go? What did you understand here?
I understood that the pilot had an unusual situation during takeoff, and I think the aircraft rolled 90 degrees, something like that, and that's all.
Okay. What would you do if you violently rolled shortly after takeoff?
I would try to control the plane and maintain a speed that is greater than stall speed, because I'm flying in low altitude, so I have to take care of stall.
Mm-hmm. Although there are certain procedures to be followed in emergency situations, is it ever okay for the pilot to disregard the procedure and take a different action depending on the situation?
I think if he's trying to make it safe, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not interfering with anyone, and just trying to make sure that the plane is flying safely, I think it's okay.
Yeah. I'll play the second one, okay? What did you understand here?
Alright, they lost cockpit window, and there's a crewman hurt that is sending to 10,000 feet and requesting to land at the nearest airport.
Okay. What can cause a cockpit window to blow out?
Maybe a bird strike, or explosion decompression. Maybe if it has some sort of malfunction, things like that. Or maybe a severe hailstorm.
Right. And what would happen if a passenger window blew out?
The plane would suffer decompression, and the pilots would probably do an emergency descent in order to land as soon as possible.
Okay. Now, considering both situations from part 3, do you remember the first one?
The first no.
No?
The unusual roll, right?
Yes, and the last one?
The last one, the loss of cockpit window.
How would you compare both situations?
I think the unusual roll is as it's called, is an unusual situation that requires more ability to handle the situation than loss of cockpit window that has standard procedures that the pilot will follow. And the unusual situation on the first one, I think it's more difficult to deal with.
Right. In your opinion, what's the worst emergency a pilot can have?
I think it's if he has two engines and he loses both. I think it's the worst, because he's falling no matter what.
Alright. So now we're moving to the last part of the test, okay?
Okay.
I want you to describe this picture for me, and then I'll ask you some questions about it.
Alright. There's a US Airways plane. Seems like an Airbus. And I think it seems like he overran the runway. He's over surface covered with snow, and there's no taxiway nearby or anything he should be onto.
Alright. Have you ever landed or taken off in this kind of weather condition?
No, never. I never flew abroad. I just flew in Brazil.
Would you like to?
I don't know.
Do you know the procedures you should follow in this situation?
No.
No?
I never studied about it.
That's fine. What might happen to an aircraft suffering from icing? Do you know?
Maybe if it's severe icing conditions, the aircraft can get difficulty to handle because of the flight surface. They can get frozen, and I don't know if the plane doesn't have anti-ice system, it can get really difficult to control the plane.
Right. What's your opinion about flying this weather condition?
Well, about the planning, the crew has to be aware of the temperatures on departure airport, arrival airport, and the alternative airport. If it's cold like that on ground, on cruise altitude, they will probably encounter some icing conditions as well.
Right. Okay. Anything else, Bruno?
No, I think it's okay.
No? So this is the end of our test, okay?
All right.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.